I'm with Debra Marquez, who is the HR and Business Office Manager for Excelsior Charter Schools in Victorville, California, and she is one of our candidates for CASBO Vice President. I've had the opportunity to work with Debra for several years on committees and in things with CASBO, so it's my pleasure to welcome you here today.
Thank you, Molly.
So can you tell me about your career in school business and how it evolved?
Yes, I've been in school business for about 30 years now. I used to say 20 years, and I looked at my resume and I thought, oh wow, it's been 30. I started off as a district office receptionist, and from there I moved into personnel, where I was the personnel analyst for about 14 years. And during that time I served the classified staff population. We had about 250 members. I did everything from job studies to reclassifications. I worked with the unions. I worked closely with supervisors in interpreting the bargaining unit contracts, as well as California Education Code. I guided them through the discipline process. I participated in Skelly hearings, so kind of did the whole gamut in HR. And then I had the opportunity to go into the private sector as a director of human resources. There I built the HR department from the ground up. They didn't have one prior to my starting there. So that was a great experience, a very different one from being in the education sector. Then I went back to the public school sector, and I worked as a school administrative manager, where I was responsible for the day-to-day operations of the school site, and I managed about 20 classified staff. I was also responsible for student discipline. I also did some sub-teaching along the way.
Wow.
And then I landed the job that I have now, which is the Human Resources and Business Office Manager. And I supervise a staff of 10 employees. And I manage the oversight of both the HR, all of the HR functions, and business office functions, including payroll, accounts receivables, payables, and site budgets. So that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Sounds like a good career. So tell me why you think you would be a good choice for CASBO leadership.
You know, I have had some really amazing opportunities being a member of CASBO. And I have been in leadership roles for CASBO, which I feel has really given me the experience that I need to become an effective leader, both at work and as a member of the CASBO leadership team. I have a strong sense of integrity, and I value others' input. I always look for the best in others and encourage them to reach for the best within themselves. I'm accountable for my own actions, and I'm fair.
Sounds good. So tell me about how CASBO has impacted your career personally.
You know, I've known about CASBO since I started working as a receptionist, and I always had the desire to be a member of CASBO, but back then it was really geared more towards just the business officials. So I was really excited when I attended one of your annual conferences, and I met your HR people at the time, and they encouraged me to get involved, and so I did at the local level. And from there I went up to the state level as the Human Resources PC state chair, and that was just an invaluable experience for me. The fact that CASBO empowers people to make a difference is just something that I've really gained invaluable experience from. I love everything that CASBO stands for, and being a member of the Eastern Section Board of Trustees, I've seen how it is to formulate committees, to put on the various workshops that we do at the local level. Being a part of that has been invaluable. All of that has helped me with my confidence in my job, as well as with my presentation skills and talking to the general audience.
I think a lot of times people don't understand that whenever you teach others, you learn a lot yourself and you improve yourself. So I would agree. So what do you see as the future of CASBO? Where would you like to see the organization go?
I am very excited for the future of CASBO. Something that I really have appreciated about CASBO is its leadership's ability to to recognize the younger work group that's coming up. They're smart, they're innovative, they're full of ideas, they're committed to what they do, and they bring a lot to the table. So I'm very excited to see CASBO grow those individuals as future leaders. I think that obviously I share in CASBO's vision of creating world-class business leaders, and I feel that CASBO is so in tune with everything that's going on. It's always forward-thinking and kind of one step ahead of everything. And I think that that's done through the strategic planning process, which is, in my opinion, one of the best that I've ever seen.
Yeah, thank you. I think our members do a really good job on strategic planning and the direction. Yes. So our one more question for you, and that is, it's exciting for CASBO right now that we have the next 2 or 3 generations of school business leaders in our membership. So what advice would you give to folks just entering the profession of school business and operations?
I get that question a lot from people at work, and I always advise them to join a professional organization whose vision and mission is in alignment with their goals. So in the school business profession, obviously I promote CASBO. And again, I can only relate it to my own experience, but I just tell them, if you're looking for somewhere where you can get professional development, networking opportunities, the sharing of ideas, and just a fabulous organization, then I recommend that you join CASBO. So that's the advice that I give.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly.